You know, when Daredevil season 2 hit, that I was going to binge watch the shit out of it. So far, I have gone through 1 through 5, so I figured, instead of doing an overall series, I'll break it down. I'll break it from 1 through 5, and then we'll go from 6 to the finale, or 6 to 12, and then the finale. So this review will be covering 1 through 5, spoiler review, so you have been warned. And this is Daredevil season 2. And I gotta say, so far, from 1 through 5, guess who's coming to play? Frank Castle, aka the Punisher. Punisher, you guys already know. Punisher is my favorite Marvel character. Yes, he's my most favorite. Even like over Spider-Man, over Gambit, over Nightcrawler, even Deadpool. Like, he's my favorite. This guy's a total badass. So when I heard that John Berthal was going to be the Punisher, of course I was going to I wanted to just get started on this so I could see what his take was, because we had Thomas Jane as the Punisher. We even had Dolph Lundgren as the Punisher at one point, and I can't really remember his name, but he was in Rome, the HBO series, Rome, as Frank Castle himself too. I thought he did a great job as well. So 1 through 5, what is this season all about? Well, in the first half, basically from 1 through 5, the 1 through 5 episode, which was a great actually stopping off point, was based on basically Wilson Fisk. He's in jail. There's still crime. Daredevil's still doing his thing. Matt Murdock is still doing his thing. Of course, the firm's still doing their thing. There's a little love interest with him and Karen. I don't necessarily like Karen, but I don't hate her. So I think she's an okay character. There's nothing really too interesting. Well, she is kind of interesting. She does do a lot on part for the firm, and she does help out a lot. It's just, I don't cater to her for some reason. Now, of course, him and Foggy are still at it. They're broke. We have a new player in town in Hell's Kitchen, and he is taking out the Irish mob. He is taking out everybody, and that somebody is none other than Frank Castle, aka the Punisher. Now, just to give you a little gist and just something like that, I'm going to talk about the good moments I liked about this and the good things, the bad things I don't necessarily like about it. This is only 1 through 5, so that's not my overall view. You can get my overall view once we hit to the last episode and I talk about that. But through the 1 through 5, so far what I'm feeling is I'm liking the season. I do like John Berthal's take as the Punisher. However, I feel like he could have been done a little bit more better. There's a lot of I question a lot of the things that are happening with the Frank Castle, especially getting captured. But of course, he had a backup plan when he had that little razor blade stuck into his arm. But I feel like he would have been smarter than that. Frank Castle, the Punisher, is smarter than that. So him getting captured by these Irish guys, maybe I'm starting to think that he wanted to be taken, and he wanted to find the guy who murdered his family, basically. But at the end of that episode with him, and I love him and Daredevil talks. I think those were great talks. I think his story about his daughter was so great as well. I think it was like Dime and Batch or whatever, something like that, or Batch and Dime. I really do. You could just tell he was done. He's like, I think I'm gonna cash in my chips. I'm done. Like, I think the Frank Castle I know would never have said that. He would have said, I'm not done yet. I'm gonna take all these scums off the earth. I'm gonna kill them all. But there's also a thing I do like about this take on Frank Castle, is that he is human and he is very vulnerable to death. He's not like Batman. He's not Batman seems to always have a contingent plan. He always has a way out of things. But the Punisher, he has this military type style way, and he could very easily get hurt. And he's been hurt. He was hurt the whole time he was introduced. He had cuts. He had to stitch him up. He was getting his ass kicked sometimes with Daredevil. Of course, he came back, but what I liked about him was he always came back up and he always wanted to fight. So that's what I like about this take on Frank Castle, is that he is still human, but he's just a little bit above human, where he's taking out these mob people, these motorcycle gangs like nothing, which is great. John Berthal's performance as Frank Castle, it's good. It's good. I could see him, of course, I think Shane from The Walking Dead, but I could see he's trying to hold back a lot of his mannerisms that he does when he acts, especially with his mouth open most of the time. That doesn't necessarily mean he doesn't do it. He just doesn't do it as much, which is great. But he has definitely a very... you could feel that kind of darker tone into him, but yet he is kind of a little bit. And what's great is that he's not super dark. He calls Daredevil red. He kind of throws a little jabs at him, which is kind of funny. So I do like John Berthal's take. Is it my favorite take? I don't think so. I think I like Thomas Jane a little bit more, just because Thomas Jane kind of had that look. But honestly, I would have had the guy from Narcos, who was Carrillo, to be the Punisher. That guy, to me, was the Punisher. But John Berthal as the Punisher, I would like to see this character evolve a little bit more, maybe get a little bit better in his set of skills, because I think he is a badass, and I think that hand-to-hand fights with him and Daredevil showcase some great stuff. But I think the Punisher needs to evolve more as a character, as not only story-wise, of course, and not only reflecting like what is he doing, especially his relationship with Daredevil, but also he needs to get better combat wise. He needs to be a little bit more smarter. He does need somebody to have his back, and we know in the comic or in the animated show, Spider-Man, the animated series, he did have somebody who was helping out, like Blade has, what's his name. But going from the Punisher, let's talk about the Daredevil, because this is Daredevil's series. This is his show still. This is season 2. I mean, yes, we're getting Elektra and we're getting a Punisher, yet we have Daredevil. And I feel like Daredevil is his suit. I kind of like it. I don't think I like the red eyes. I think I would have much preferred just dark, super black on the eyes. I think his suit needs to be a little bit more evolved as we go. When he got his helmet cracked from the Punisher, I thought it was like, yes, new suit. And honestly, the suit is not, it's a little bit newer, but it's not as, I thought it'd be a little bit better. Matt Murdock, I really do like this character. I really enjoy watching Matt Murdock. I think he has become, I would have never thought I would have loved Daredevil as much as I do right now, but yeah, he has done a fantastic job, Charlie Cox, as Matt Murdock. I think he's very likable. You can see why all the ladies like him. Him and Foggy's relationship is there's still very much good chemistry. The only thing I have a gripe about 1 through 5 is the acting. Sometimes the acting, like the other DEA agent or the lawyer who's I think her name was Valerie or something like that. Her acting wasn't that great. Sometimes the acting of Foggy, of course, and Karen could be a little bit spotty. Even Charlie Cox himself sometimes could be a little bit spotty. And then, but overall the acting is good. It's very, very good. It's just sometimes it's a little bit spotty. And then the action sequences are very well done, especially with Punisher and Daredevil. But I do have a craving for a little bit more of that kind of, those two going together. I thought it could have been done a little bit more better direction wise. The camera work could have been a lot better. The choreography could have been better. I was satisfied with it. Yeah, I still have a craving for more, and I felt like that whole sequence, especially when they first get introduced, could have worked. And there's a lot of that wouldn't have happened. He would have been dead already, this and that, especially when the cops were firing at these two when they were fighting. I was like, the Punisher, Frank Castle, got hit, but that dude would have been dead a long time ago, because these guys, I don't think, would have missed. And then also the fact that John Berthal's Frank Castle just comes storming in the hospital, and nobody seems to pick up blood and get DNA samples. But as we go along, we're starting to feel like we're starting to see that there's starting to be a cover-up for Frank, and Frank's starting to get like a get-out-of-free jail card, so to speak. But there was one action sequence that I absolutely loved, and that was the action sequence where Daredevil is taking out all these Hell's Angels. I like to call them Hell's Angels, but these motorcycle gang, after, Punisher pretty much ignites the fire. Of course, Punisher's out. He's in the elevator. Daredevil starts going down the stairs and starts taking out all these guys, and it's a beautiful choreographed shot. It's a beautiful directed shot. It's a very nice little flow, great tension, great action. I thought that overall action sequence was very, very well done, and I really did quite enjoy that one as well. And then we move on to the Punisher the Punisher's arc ends, which was fine. I was kind of hoping, I'm pretty sure we're going to get more Punisher in these other episodes, but Frank, what's going to happen to Frank? He's in jail right now. He did get captured. Daredevil did get him. I did like I said, I do like their conversations. I liked how Frank killed, what's his name? The guy they were trying to, the informant, or the guy they were trying to, the Murdoch, Foggy and Murdoch's client. He killed him, and he tried to make Daredevil like decide, so to get down and dirty with him as well. So that I like that as well. So I did like the Punisher arc. I did like his introduction. I did like overall the pain. You can see John Berthal's performance. I did like the story he told about his family, and I just looking forward to more to come with this. Of course, John Berthal's performance and this character. I think there's a lot of room to improve on this character, and not necessarily saying this is bad. I mean, this is good. This is a great start. I just want to, just like Star Wars Episode 7, it's a great start, and I want to see more. Now, Elektra. I absolutely love Elektra. I mean, I got one episode really of Elektra, well, 2, so to speak, when she pops up like at the end of like 4. So I'm done with 5. I absolutely love Elektra. I think the actress is very beautiful, and she's, some the action sequences, sometimes you have to kind of, I don't know if she would be able to do that, but she does a very good job holding herself as Elektra. They actually do a kind of a scene like, in the Daredevil, the Ben Affleck Daredevil's movie, when Elektra and Daredevil first meet, and they're on that little teeter-totter and stuff. It looks ridiculous and it's goofy. They actually redo that kind of in the boxing gym though, and I thought that was fantastic. I thought it was great what they did there. I love the relationship between Elektra and Matt. I love the flashback. I love the present time. I want more. I think these two have great chemistry, what you needed with these two, because they have so much history in the comics. And I thought, and even though she's crazy, she's kind of crazy. She's an assassin. She seems like she's not more assassin. She's more just like, she's more kind of, she comes off crazy to me. She comes off as Harley Quinn to me, but more sophisticated, very smart, and very just intelligent. And she knows she is. I think later on in these episodes, I'm gonna feel more assassin towards her, but I feel more Harley Quinn towards her. But overall, I love the chemistry between these two. I love this the actress who's playing Elektra. I can't get enough Elektra. I think she made me fall in love with her basically, and I love it. I love what's going on between these two, and they do have past, and I don't think it's going to lead to anywhere, because it was the past, especially when she had her Matt's father in the chair, and she wanted him to kill him. She wanted him to kill him. That's when boo, I love you, but we're done. Like, you want me to kill another man, and I've seen too many Lifetime movies. Like, it's insane, but I do like this character a lot. I don't necessarily like Matt's relationship with Karen. I knew it was going to happen. I did read up on some comics, or at least the information on the comics. That's not, like I said, I love the Night Nurse. And we do see the Night Nurse, Rosario Dawson, in when Foggy went to see if Matt has been in the hospital or is dead. I love Rosario Dawson. I want her to have more. I want her to be in there more, because I think she's a great character. She's a very unique character, and not a unique character. She's very there's chemistry between her and Matt as well. So I really like Rosario Dawson. She's a great actress as well. So I'm loving everything that's going on. We're getting to the Elektra arc, which I'm absolutely cannot wait. I love already what I'm getting from Elektra, especially when those two they're troublemakers. They're troublemakers. They're breaking into houses, this and that, and but the chemistry is there. It's very, very much there. So I absolutely love it so far. The season so far, I don't love it. I really, really like it. I don't know if it's better than the first one, but it's only 5 episodes. We'll see what the other episodes contain and what they have for us in store. So thank you guys for listening. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you can learn or hear all the other reviews I have with Daredevil. And I just did a Narcos review for Netflix, so check it out. Or not for, but that's on Netflix. And like the video if you like it, and comment below. Love to hear you guys' thoughts if you guys have been watching Daredevil. And this is just 1 through 5, so don't worry, I'm going to be binging it even more. So I'm Daniel's son, and I am out here. Bye, guys.